Should you draft Chris Olave in fantasy football this year? Well, let's talk about it. Hey, who put two on my screen? This is supposed to be the Chris Olave video. Anyway, Chris Olave has a lot of head trauma. Chris Olave finished last year as the wide receiver 92 and is currently going as the wide receiver 35 and the 53rd overall pick. Now, he was injured last year, so that wide receiver 92 finish doesn't really mean anything. Olave right now is in this tier with a bunch of other receivers who are good or have high upside, but also have some pretty big red flags. I'm talking about guys like Jalen Waddle, Tyrone McMillan, Chris Godwin, George Pickens, and you really got to just look through these guys and figure out which one of these do you think has the least worst red flags and who has the highest upside. As I alluded to before, Olave likes to bounce his head off the turf, mostly because Derek Carr threw some hospital balls. And he suffered his 5th concussion during his collegiate and NFL career last year. And listen, that's not good. And Olave has a history of being injured. But even when he's on the field, he's just not that good. And I don't think it's going to be good this year. Not only is there questions about him coming back after his 5th concussion, he's coming back to a team that's being led by Tyler Shuck, a 26-year-old rookie who was not a highly touted prospect. And he's coming back to a team that, even outside of the quarterback questions, isn't that talented in other positions as well. Olave himself is really talented, but I'm just worried that, even if you take away the injury concerns, I just don't think the Saints are a good enough situation for Olave to succeed. Like, you're asking me to buy into, yes, a number one receiver who's incredibly talented, but is also playing with Tyler Shuck, a rookie who is essentially just, Mac Jones. He might even be worse than Mac Jones, to be honest. And we're looking at a guy who I just don't see any upside here. Like, even with a competent quarterback, okay, competent's a stretch, but even with Derek Carr, who was holding down the fort in 2023, he was only the 25th wide receiver in points per game. Like, he is very much that fluky wide receiver one who can't get anything done because his quarterback isn't good. He's just Terry McLaurin until last year. And I do think that, even in a good season, Olave is only a low-end wide receiver 2 in points per game, stats-wise. But what is he going to be when he has a bad quarterback on a bad team and not a mediocre quarterback on a mediocre team? Like, are we going to be, we're expecting him to be better now? We're expecting Tyler Shuck to lead this offense? Well, I just don't see good upside for Olave, and I only see the high chance that this just crashes and burns. So I'm going to give him a D+.